Surabhi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good too. So, which city are you connecting from?
Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Are you
Oh,
able to see my
I
video straight? Are you able to see
no.
my
It
video?
it it's horizontal. Maybe you
Okay.
can.
Take it
Yeah.
off. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Now I can see you. Maybe you can go a little. Yes. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's lovely seeing you this evening. How have you been?
Very nice.
Very
Perfect.
nice.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm connecting from Delhi. I'm speaking from Delhi, and it's lovely to invite you to be a part of the eighth session under the Sunday Learning Circle.
Wow.
And just to give you a brief of what we do and about our organization. So we are by the name of Swan Livelihood. And basically, we are into empowering youth coming from all these sections of the society through innovative training and learning programs. And we started our operations by empowering trainings to the youth coming from the economically weaker sections of the society. And during the pandemic, we further expanded our operations online, and that's how through by conducting a lot of upskilling workshops for college going students and also working professionals, both early and late stage. And that's how this platform skillex as Paralabs came into existence. So this was a platform that we created during the pandemic, and primarily for the purpose of holding a lot of upskilling workshops to the youth and also to the working professionals who felt that there was a need to bridge the gap between what they already knew and the demands that were required in their uh, working life and also their professional environment. So, and Sunday Learning Circle is a recent initiative to create a community of learners wherein we learn from the expertise of one another, because we have a large pool of experts, facilitators, students, and also women entrepreneurs. And specifically during the time of pandemic, we felt that there was a need to create a holistic community wherein each if each one learns from the expertise of one another and is able to hence support the other person in some way or the other, so there would be a mutual growth and a win-win situation between both the parties. And that's how we came up with the Sunday Learning Circle. And so far we have held seven successful sessions by inviting facilitators, experts from different fields and different thematic area. And it's my pleasure to invite you to be a part of our eighth session, and this is the first time that we are going live. So far we have been holding sessions on Google Meet, and we have been largely based I mean we have been largely following the Google Meet style, the general normal Zoom and Google Meet style of
Mm-hmm.
conducting these sessions. So this is the first time, and I'm equally excited to meet you and also to connect with you and hear a lot from your learnings and also your experience of the work that you have been doing. Yeah, so I officially welcome you to be a part of the eighth session under Sunday Learning Circle. And
Thank you so
yeah.
much. Thank you for inviting me and having me over. And I'm excited to have a wonderful interaction with you and many more people who are watching us live. We welcome everyone. And yeah, this is something close to my heart. As the name says, Light of Heart Wellness. It all started during COVID times when I was seeing that people are suffering from a lot of emotional and mental chaos and lot of life disturbances. So, which gave me motivation to help coming up in positive way, how we can help in a smaller way, starting smaller and then reaching out to people. And thank you for having over this learning circle where we can have more and more such kind of sessions where people are interested, learning new things, new skills, and gaining confidence in their selves. Even whatever losses people face, whether physical, emotional, psychological. But yes, they should be able to see some light in their life.
That's a very noble initiative that has been started by you. So we'll begin with the discussion. And now that you have opened up the statement of about the initiative that you started, which I really like it. I would want you to share your journey as a health and a wellness consultant, and also at the same time being a healer. So I see that there's a wonderful combination between health, wellness, and healing. So which in turn makes me very curious to know what is it all about, and also how has been your journey so far. If you could share something about yourself and also the initiative more in much detail. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I am from Bangalore, and I am a Bangalore alumni. Have done past course in there. IT, have worked in IT corporate sector for some years. Have beautiful management, life management experience. Then moving on to healthcare and wellness segment. The reason being, again, seeing when people are meeting deadlines, the stress they are facing, and that is overcoming their body, their emotions, their overall life aspects, from whether it is relationships, whether it is physical health, emotional health. That gave me a thinking that there has to be some way that people are able to approach life in a positive way. That gave me a modality to touch upon in life, that is pranic healing, which helped me in other areas of life, how we can improve, how the energy aspect can change somebody's life. And that motivation, the transformation that I keep on seeing, that engaged me in herself, that I have to learn something, so that some way health and wellness is taken care. When holistic aspect is covered, that will help people to enable themselves, to empower themselves and move forward in life, not being stuck at same place. So that
That's
that is one part of my journey, which led to the founding of Light of Heart Wellness, and it is definitely close to my heart, leading to shining light of many more people in their lives, in whatever way, whether it is physical health, whether it is emotional or psychological health. And health is in a holistic manner. It comprises of three aspects, that is body, mind, and soul. If these three aspects are taken care, uh, we will be satisfied in almost other aspects as well, because everything is interlinked.
true, true, very true. And when you say that, when you say that, there is a need for our body, mind, and soul to go in a sync, so that there is a holistic development of our inner and our external well-being. Specifically during the time of pandemic, wherein we saw a complete change in the working style, and as a result of the same, a lot of people were undergoing distress. So the possibilities of now, the situation has become better with workplaces starting to open, but still work from home remains and continues to be a trend. So how would you view things, and what would be your suggestion to people to calm themselves down in the time when there is a pandemic, when there is a lot of chaos that is happening in the external environment? How and what are the techniques in which people can keep peace with them? I mean, be at peace with their body, mind, and soul, which would help them in concentrating more on the work that they are doing, and at the same time taking care of their family and also their well-being. So what are your views on it? What would you like to share? I mean, if you would like to share something
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful point which you have come up. Like, we are seeing we have work from home culture now, and earlier when companies wanting to, if somebody wants to take work from home, it was not too positive. In life, we have so many situations. We just have to pick up the positive aspect of that situation. That will change our mindset, Even if there is COVID situation, at least you are getting time to spend with the family. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Even if there is outside, every restaurant is off, roads are closed, police is monitoring, aren't you safe at your home? So how do you bring about the shift in your mindset that completely changes every aspect of your emotion? People usually take stress. What is stress? Let me define it for you. It is a challenging situation where person reacts to it rather than thinking of the possible outcomes. People think of, oh my god, this is happening, now what, and going on and on. Mind keeps on wandering, mind keeps on thinking. That leads to a critical and overthinking pattern. Like other day I was sharing with you, overthinking. People keep on thinking and thinking and thinking. That builds up the stress, and ultimately it leads to whole of the bodily ailments. People start to suffer. They have breathing issues, some have anxiety issue, some feel emotionally distressed, energy is lost, they are not able to focus. The work which can be done in 1 or 2 hours, they are taking 8 hours of time of their work. So this chaotic thing can be stopped when person focuses on the good aspects. So yeah, we should be focusing on the positive aspect. Now how to, you will ask me how to do it. We can start with gratitude, seeing the things in spite of whatever challenges we are facing. There is at least, yeah, I have my family near me. I'm able to breathe at least fresh air at home. Even we are not going out, but I'm safe at home. Isn't it God's blessing and miracle? Why you have to take the risk of going out and meeting other people when there is a risk? We don't know what contamination we will face. Aren't you able to have healthy food? Some people I came across, they became good bakes and chefs. So we are getting chance to develop new skills. And that's how Light of Heart Wellness came up. That's how your venture came up. So people are getting more chance to learn new things. So we should start focusing on gratitude, observing the good thing, shifting your mind to the positive, and seeing what God has given, what universe has given in a positive way, rather than just focusing, cribbing of the things which are not working.
That's a very important point that you have mentioned also about, the way we think, and also the thinking patterns in turn affect a lot on our overall well-being, because at the end of the day, our thoughts, our emotions, and also our actions are interconnected. And the stories that we feed our mind, at the end of the day, somewhere result in our action, and also our the way we are feeling. So my next question to you, because we have touched upon something about overthinking and thinking patterns. So how, according to you, do thinking patterns work, and how do they affect us and our overall well-being? So there seems to be a very strong connection between what we think, and also what how we and also our behavior. So if you could elaborate more on that, I think you are the best person to answer this question.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so how emotions and thoughts work actually. Now, what a person is seeing, it all starts with what we are seeing. Eyes are the mirror, and eyes are the camera for whole body. When we are having these eyes, what it is seeing, what it is picking up, you have to be careful. You have to be thinking before you even think of that thing. You have to just make sure your eyes are going on the right direction. If you see the positive, if you start seeing the right things which are leading you to positive emotions, that positive emotion secretes some oxytocin, some kind of hormones in your body, which will ultimately lead you to happy emotions. and not the opposite, which are lower or sad emotions. If somebody, suppose in the family, is angry with you, rather you getting in conversation and spoiling the dynamics, saving the relationship, you can go on the saving mode. Be silent, go within yourself, breathe for some time. You can follow certain tips of seeing the positive in that person, what is the good in that person, rather than instantly reacting, rather than just leaving the home, banging the door, or going out of your mind and saying irregular words. So when you talk about how emotions affect your body, yes, there is a strong connection between body, mind, and the soul. It is it works in cohesion. One cannot function without another. What we eat also affects us, what we are thinking also affects us, and what we are feeling and doing also affects us. So when you have to balance your life, whether it is work life and personal life, family life or personal self, you have to begin with seeing what you are seeing, have a control on that, have a positive attitude, shifting yourself, looking at the positive things. Then there are other more techniques. If you would like me to share, I can go on. You can inculcate gratitude journaling, meaning so you can take some diary, you can start to write positive things. What Start with minimum 5 things a day. If you're not able to think even 5 things, start at least with 2 things or 3 things for a day. What was good in my day today? Write that in your journal or in your diary. Make a separate diary for that. Write that what you felt good. That will create automatically a habit. Human beings are making themselves to like a habit. When they are doing something, if it is said like law of attraction, what you are focusing, that will come to you. You want positive, you want to be stress free, you want to change your life in a positive shift, then start focusing on that positivity. Write it down what you are feeling. Okay, today this is what has happened good to me. Write 3 things, then make it to 5. Over a 21 period time days, you will find so many things have changed to positive. So this
True,
is
true.
this is one of the way. Gratitude to the life, then journaling its second way. So we can come slowly towards other ways as well. There is a need of immediate health concern, which some people like, there is depression or there is psychological thing which people are not able to take care of themselves. Yes, you can reach out to us or people in the world who provide facility which suits you and helps you to come out of it. If there is a need of counseling, if it's a typical very critical situation, then counseling can help. If there is like my modality, what we do is giving the healing therapy, which is in an energy mode. Through energy, we help people come out of their stress, come out of the depression, anxiety, whether it is fear or trauma, and whether it is physical, some bodily pains, aches, or if somebody is facing financial issue, that therapy can help you out to come out of it. So these 3 ways definitely helps.
That's really interesting, Surbi. Now that you mentioned about the types of illness that people have been observing through this pandemic, and also something on healing, I would want you, uh, my general observation has been that throughout this pandemic, a lot of elderly people have been affected a lot, because there has been a lack of movement, because there has been no proper treatment that they have been able to get, and there are other things as well. So what tips would you like to give, or maybe what tips would you like to share specifically for the elderly people so that they are able to take care of themselves, they are able to take care of their health, and at the same time, they are able to, utilize this pandemic time in a more productive way? And secondly, I would also like you to touch upon the healing. So initially, you mentioned that there's something called pranic healing, right? So I would also want you to elaborate something that is completely new for me, and it sounds really interesting. So that's a completely new angle that you have opened altogether. So I would want you to touch upon these two aspects based on your understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, firstly, for elderly, there are few things which they can instantly pick up. For their physical body, they need lot of energy. Can't they be sitting somewhere in their home where open sunlight is coming? That will help them get vitamin D, which is a natural source of energy to make their body stronger. Then can't they come up with walking inside their home? It can be possible if person wants and they care for themselves. They will come up with small space where they can take 7 to 10 rounds, 7 to steps walking, so that that walking habit and physical body can be taken care. For the mind, there are various methodologies, for example meditation. We do conduct online meditation. We do conduct guided meditations where people can join for those meditations, have them inculcate this practice. There is one more step which way they can take care breathing habit, what they are breathing, whether it is elderly or this, I would say, for everyone, even
Everyone, yeah.
those who are stressed or workaholics or people who are taking IT or whatever kind of job where they are stressed out. Breathing and meditation, everyone must inculcate in their life. It is not only that person has to get elderly to do the meditation. Everyone can do, even kid above 8 years can start doing the meditation, and that will bring about a mental peace. And when you are mentally peace, the points which I mentioned earlier, gratitude, the journaling of positive things, that will automatically shift because you are seeing the positive, you are internally peaceful, there is no chaos in your emotions, there is no anger towards outside family member, because 24 hours 7 you are seeing your family members, you are seeing the limited people. So your mind is taken care, your physical body is taken care. Also, when you want the spirituality aspect to increase, even this practice of meditation can help you boost your spiritual power. If people want to, now we are seeing the power of prayer. Whole world is coming across any modality, they are following the ritual of prayer, getting along in the groups and praying that God, universe, please help us to come out of this pandemic. So these are very simple things which everyone being at the home, no going out, no registering anywhere, at the home they can practice. And coming to the healing part, it is a modality where we can provide healing for various ailments, whether it is physical, mental, emotional, or psychological. And people can take healing therapy wherever they are located. If I am at my home, anybody is at their home, it is a no touch and no drug therapy. In spite of whatever doctor has told them, they can continue with those medications. We can provide through the energy medium, and energy is from the universe, so we are not using our own energy. Everything is abundant in universe. So with that thing, healing can be done, whether it is for physical pains and aches or complex cases, cancer issues, or for psychological ailments, anxiety, trauma, or for that matter any complex kidney stones or tract infections, that can be dealt of.
That's really nice, and that's really interesting, which makes me curious to ask two more questions out of the discussion that just happened. So you mentioned that meditation is one thing that anybody can do at any point of time, and it is for anybody, be it youth, working professionals, also elders. So what would be those two or three meditation types that you would like to suggest the audience that would benefit them to to come at peace with their body, mind, and soul? And also, when you mentioned about pranic healing, wherein we are, using energy from the universe to cure the ailments that exist, how does that work? That sounds really interesting.
Can you come over for the last part? The voice just break
Yeah.
over.
So this the second question was that, when you mentioned that the pranic healing takes energy from the universe to cure the ailments, and also the problems that exist. How does this entire process works? Because this makes me very curious to know how do you facilitate it? How does this entire process functions, and what are the elements that are involved? What are the processes that are involved? So if you could touch upon them, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah, for the first question, for the meditation techniques, there is one meditation on twin hearts, which focuses on your chakra system of the body, which when people inculcate those qualities of those chakras become more in their life. For example, one of the chakra deals with happiness, with joy, with love, heart center. We call it as heart chakra. So when you focus on that heart chakra and the whole meditation technique, when you start to follow, these qualities start to enhance in your life: joy, happiness, peace, calmness, understanding. What else you will need when you are able to get joy and peace among your near ones? You will be having flourishing relationships. The relationship aspect deals in office and home, both the places, whether it is work life or home life. So when these two aspects are taken care of, whether working person can get more, attract more salary, or home people can attract beautiful relationships, that is taken care of. Second center or energy chakra which we deal with to get into the meditation is the crown center, wherein we are tapping that power of energy which is from the universe, and that energy center changes the qualities where we are seeing and able to help people we are unknown to, the people who we do not know at all, but still we get the feeling, no, this person is in pain, I have to come and help over. That aspect of both the heart and crown, the energy centers, when focused upon, person's life starts to transform, because internally their energy, their emotions are changing from anger to love, from hatred to bringing peace and understanding, to changing their emotions to more of love, more of joy, more of happiness. When these two things are coming, their life attracts more and more wellness and becomes more holistic. So this is one of the technique which we teach, and many people over in COVID times also, we were seeing that people are joining from across globes, and over the clock we are practicing it, and many groups, 70, 100 groups formed, and people are practicing on their timings and seeing many benefits. And even if you say that lockdown is not going good, but I have come across where people have gained good jobs, their salaries are raised, they are able to open up their own earning resources, they are able to find new life partner and get married, or existing relationships improved, even though initially there was chaos, but over the time it all settled. And when in you are at home, you got more chance to work out on your physical health, your body strength, inner power, what you call it. If
True, true.
inside your self is building up self love, that aspect change. So one of the ways is this meditation. Second one I would recommend is breathing, focus on the breathing. As it is said, wherever you will go, breathing will carry with you until the last time of our lives. So, uh, for whichever age, breathing person can sit anywhere. Just see that place is clean and hygienic, not on the garbage or dump yard place, because we would not want that kind of air breathing flow in our body. So you can inculcate breathing pattern. A breathing pattern is taught wherein you're breathing systematically, your whole body and emotions start to release the hormones, which changes your overall emotional condition because of the hormonal changes happening inside. And that's a constant process. Once person get to learn that, they can do it on their own, and it just takes 5 minutes. So breathing can be done
True.
anywhere, and you can just be seated, inhale deeply, exhale deeply. If you would like, at the end we can do follow the practice, and I would love to guide you on this.
True, true, true. Definitely, definitely. So, Survi, that was lovely. I mean, that sounds really good, and it's really nice that so many people have, benefited from this practice, and at the same time they have been, yeah,
Yeah,
at the same
please.
yeah, at the same time, they have found positive benefits of practicing and also coming at peace with their body, mind, and soul. Which takes me to the next part, which is, so based on your experience and the things that you observed, also based on the positive, the positive aspect of the practices that you have been following with your participants, what would be the what would be 3 to 4 tips, or maybe I would say advice, that you would like to give the participants who are watching this video, I mean, so that they are able to take care of their well-being no matter what age group they are, and also at the same time, they can stay at peace, they can stay in synchrony with their body, mind, and soul. What would be your advice? What would be your tips that you would like to share?
Yeah, so coming on to this point, I would like to share, when you are in a taxing situation which is causing stress in your life, to deal with it, firstly, become an observer. If you see, when any person comes to us in problem, we will see that problem and we feel, okay, I have the best advice for you, even though we have not faced it, but we become best as advisors for them. So why don't we try it for our own self? When we have any problem, just become the observer of that problem. You are just facing that problem or situation for a life, that particular span. It will not drastically impact your whole life. It can impact if you immediately just become chaotic, if your emotions are taxed and you go into stress or anxiety, taking drastic decisions. But to calm down, to make a shift, just becoming observer of that particular time shift, that situation can transform into a very positive and beautiful thing.
That's a lovely thought that you have shared, and I think the more we observe, the more we start noticing things that are happening around us, the better we are able to, better it is helpful for us in deciphering the patterns and also thinking through on the lines on how can we come up with a solution to the problem that is already existing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
When you're
and
overthinking and your mind is having lot of thoughts around that situation, uh, you can think of your past. Have you ever come across the situation, same situation or a different situation, constantly you're overthinking and you got the solution? It never happened. It never happens actually. So for bringing more genuine step, just become the observer for some time. Practice the breathing, go into the breathing in silence mode. Bring the silence in your emotions, in your mind. If somebody is angry with you, go to the silence mode. Practice awareness. There is something people very popularly say, mindfulness. How that
Yeah,
mindfulness come? What is mindful? Mind behaves like a monkey, going jumping from one thing to another thing. That creates a repetitive thinking pattern. To overcome it, just focus on your breath. It might be difficult in the beginning, but believe me, it's not difficult, because breathing you're constantly doing, and 24 hours 7 365 days person is breathing, and that has so much power. Your heart is running through that, your entire body, oxygen circulation, blood circulation, everything is happening through that. So just focus on your breath. That will bring you calmness, state of peace, state of clear thinking. Once you achieve that clear thinking, you will be able to get into the observing mode for the particular situation, rather than constantly thinking and thinking, making the situation more worse. And
that's
if two people are involved, other person if doesn't believe in that, you know the technique, you start following it. And
true.
how energy works is in the same way. It's like, even if you are knowing law of attraction, or if you have heard about aura and chakras, everyone is, even in the science you have studied, there is an energy flow. Energy flows from high to low. So if somebody is having difficult situation around you and you are feeling positivity, then around you also people will start to behave in a positive way, because you are radiating that. Have you come across people where people are very bubbly and you also start to become very bubbly around them? And similarly, if somebody is very angry, when we reach around them, we become angry. So this is how energy will impact. So when we become in silence mode, other person, even if not willing to follow, but we are thinking positive, we are trying to make our mind clear, our emotions and body calm down. That will bring about small change, where you will see as the observer, see the situation as the observer, and then you will try to find the solution.
Very true. I mean, very thoughtful and very true. That takes me to the next question. So, you mentioned about chakras, and also in the initial discussion, you mentioned about two chakras. For the participants, a lot of participants might be very new to this term. So, could you, in a very layman term, if you have to explain what chakras are all about, and how do they work, and how do they help in in processing the entire entire work around energy and also our well-being. So if you could share something on that and how it works, and also the types of chakras that are there for the audience, for the people who might not know what chakras are
Okay.
all about,
Yeah.
that would be great. Yeah.
So chakra is, if somebody in the layman term wants to understand, it's like a energy center. Everything, if you take a mobile, a mobile works on the battery mode. Can it work without battery? No. Same way, our body works with the energy. That every part of our body is having certain energy. Because of that, it is functioning. If that energy is not there, person doesn't remain alive. If people die, people used to say no, that somebody dies and then say, there is no life in that body now. It is called as body. Person doesn't call even by the name when that happens. So this energy center or chakra, when you call chakra, that is the energy center. Every person is having that energy center, and there are such, if you would have heard 7 chakras, There is a system where there are 11 chakras, where every organ of your body deals with that chakra, or that chakra corresponds to the particular body part because of which that body part is functioning. Now, this energy center is getting the energy from the universe. As earlier I told, universe is the supplier of the energy. So our whole body is alive because universe is supplying us the energy. Along with the air, this energy is also coming and going out of our system constantly without we being knowing. We, when I talk about calming your emotions, I'm talking about the breath. Same way for other body parts or ailments, when we focus or when we work on those energy centers, instantly there is a change in particular ailment, in particular body part if something malfunctions. So these chakras are the energy centers where energy is coming and going from our system, from our body. And it can impact our emotions, it can impact our health in all three aspects, and it works in cohesion. It cannot work separately.
That was very yeah, that was really informative, and I think the participants who are watching this video would get a complete gist of, you know, the things that you explained, and you explained that very nicely. That makes me curious to, you know, to know something about your practices. So what, you know, so when I'm talking to you, I see I'm able to feel that calmness and and, you know, the peace with which you are explaining things. So you know, what are the things that you practice? What are your favorite practices when it comes to mindfulness or maybe heartfulness? So what are the things that are your personal favorite, and what are the or what are the, you know, maybe practices that you personally like to practice and you have seen a lot of impact on yourself? So if you would like to share something on those lines.
Yeah. So other than the two which I shared, breathing and journaling, meditation, I can vouch for meditation and people who started joining from across globe. Yes, that is one of the favorite that without a miss we do it, and it brings out the calmness which you are feeling or able to see. It's all because of the meditation practice that helps us to change our emotions uh, to that positive state. Even if there is a challenging situation, like I told, I will be reaching home prior to this session. So we will be having a variety of tasks, and it is not just me. Anyone who starts to inculcate these practices will be getting so much energy empowerment within them that they will be able to do a lot in a day, which a normal person feels limited or challenging to do. So yes, meditation is one thing. Another is few set of exercises which we inculcate, and one very important thing, forgiveness. That is one thing which maintains our relationships, our emotions, and bring drastic changes to the things we never feel that we will be seeing in our life. So that is one technique where we are forgiving other people, not for the sake of forgiving, but for we becoming healthier and we becoming calm. Our goal has to be, whatever person's life is limited. We don't know, COVID has taught us many lessons, and we need to be seeing when we are wanting to see positive thing in our life, positive aspect of our life, even for seeing a goodness in a person and writing your daily diary or journaling gratitude, you will be wanting that person to be positive and forgiving towards you. If we do mistake, we want forgiveness from other person. So same way, that much power comes that we are able to forgive other person as well instantly. And that there is a technique which we inculcate and we share it with everybody. that inculcating that we the bondage we have with other person, whether it is work life or personal life, that brings a shift in outlook itself, the person's perspective. Oh, this thing I never observed in this particular person, he or she is having such a good quality. That forgiveness practice leads to the mode where person is able to shift their perspective towards other people.
Very
So
true, very
these
true.
two things I do inculcate, and the other things which I told, breathing and making physically strong, eating a balanced diet, and yes, making time for ourselves. One more thing I would love to share is self love. When we are having self love, that is the first and the foremost thing, you will start seeing goodness in yourself. And when you are seeing the goodness in yourself, you will automatically see the goodness in others. So it's just, even if you find it so many things coming up, but it's just thing you just have to, like, you brush your teeth daily in the morning or before sleeping. Same with these practices, you can inculcate very easily in your life, and it doesn't take so much a long time. And
Very true, very.
why not when it is making your life heaven on earth?
Very true. And so this takes me to the next part of our discussion. So, any tips that you would like to, or maybe any practices that on self care and self love that you would like to share with the participants that they can, practice and that can have a long term impact on them.
Yes. Firstly, as I just now shared about forgiving, when we are constantly thinking, as I told, overthinking, what are we thinking constantly? Are we not harming our emotions and body by constantly thinking and thinking and thinking? Mind is not resting only. So, for that, you need to start with forgiving yourself. First, forgive yourself. Inculcate the habit of making yourself so peaceful by forgiving yourself every day. When you are able to forgive, because we make a lot of mistakes, and it's bound because humans are made like that. They learn from making the mistakes, then changing their lives and patterns. So firstly, start forgiving yourself. Don't beat up yourself for small things, or for that matter, larger things. We do make mistakes. We are all children of God. And in God's eye, that mistake was our learning baby step. So when we start to forgive, and that will increase the self love, because we are taking care of ourselves. So eating a balanced diet, not stuffing ourselves with chunkies and whatever is available in market. Making a schedule, prioritizing your task, what you are doing in a day and how you are doing it will impact your emotions. So these are very basic and minute things which can bring a lot of change in your daily thinking patterns. And when you are wanting to bring self love, this will take care of it, because you know where your time is going. You will know what you love to do, and then there will be a upcoming of passion, what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about it, you will develop more self love, and that will bring self confidence. Everything is interlinked. Once you get self love, you will be able to inculcate lots of self confidence. And in the process of building self confidence, you will be able to see the magic, how it is changing your overall health, because your self confidence is there. You are able to attract right financial situation, right magical situation of particular job relationship. It will have good impact on that. So self forgiveness is very important. When people are trying to say or bully you anything, just forgive them also. If anybody is disturbing you, inculcate this habit of seeing the good in them and forgiving yourself. And ultimately, that will lead to self love.
Thanks, Urbi. I mean, that was really useful, and I'm sure the participants would actually benefit a lot from the things that you have shared. It's really informative. That brings me to the last part of the discussion, and it's an open question. I mean, it's an open floor for you on anything that you would like to share with the participants based on your experience that can help them in improving their overall well-being, and at the same time coming at peace with their body, mind, and soul. So it's all up to you. Anything, it's an open floor for you. Last tips and last messages that you would like to share based on your experience. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, definitely, I would love to have people learning these tips, what I have shared. You are open to join us over the meditations. We guide it and we help you to learn how you can overcome your difficult situations in life. Ultimately, when we are able to tell you what you can do, you are free to do it on your own. You can empower yourself by learning the empowering tools. We have workshops. Upcoming weekend as well, we have the workshop where in Bangalore people can learn the course and start using those things in their life. Another way is you can take up healing or get counseling for yourself. All those tips, we are there to help you. For yourself, just start focusing on the good aspect of your life. Start changing to see the goodness. Try to not overthink. Control your emotions, control your eating habits, bring a change about in your physical activity. If we are 24/7 in front of laptop, maybe you have to bring a shift in your physical exercises by moving your body more. And it is possible even if you are in Mumbai or places across globe where your rooms are tiny, but there are exercises, lot of videos are there where you can do exercises at the same step, and there is no doubt that that will not bring change in your physical body. Then the power to calm down, the power is in the now. Think of now. What past has done to you is past now. It will not bring any good to you if you are thinking of it now. So focus on the now, live in the now. Now is beautiful. Rather than thinking, people mostly think of past and future. Who is living in the now? So ultimate words for me will be to bring heaven on earth. Start thinking for the now, for your mind, for your emotions, for your thinking pattern, and for your good health, to bring overall holistic wellness. And that will bring light in your hearts. And ultimately, that will lead you to shining your heart and light. So, I would recommend, highly recommend.
Okay.
And for this disturbing thing which I just mentioned, you can learn the forgiveness technique where you're forgiving. I can share it with you now that when you are forgiving, forgiveness techniques work in two ways. If you're forgiving yourself, imagine yourself in front of you, then visualize saying the prayer that whatever you have done to yourself, you have tortured yourself, hammered yourself, beaten up yourself emotionally, physically, verbally. Some people verbally criticize themselves. So just visualize yourself in the front, say the prayer that whatever has happened, I forgive you. And this forgiveness I make from my heart, and I forgive you. That will change your own self love image for yourself, and that will develop a good self esteem. When you forgive yourself, then you are practicing same technique for the others. If suppose somebody is having differences in opinion with other person, you can forgive that person, visualize that person in front of you, imagine saying, I am sorry for what I have done. Energy works in any way, it is in universe, so you can communicate energetically. Just visualize that person, say, I am sorry for whatever I have done. I realized what wrong I have done, and I forgive you. I forgive myself, I forgive you. And same way, ask for forgiveness from that person if you have harmed that person. That will bring so much internal peace that in words for me it is difficult to explain. And that will bring most transformation in most of the areas of your life. There is nothing to grudge, there is nothing to be grudged upon, there is no disharmony left, because you are able to forgive and start seeing the positive in other person.
That was really useful, and I think the practice that you have shared with everyone will actually, if they inculcate in their in their daily lives, they would actually start seeing the difference, because the power of forgiveness is quite important. And the way we forgive, and also the way we forget the things that have somewhere or the other made us feel bad about ourselves, and the way we inculcate gratitude in our day-to-day life, does to a lot, I mean, have a positive impact on our
Yes.
style, and also our way of functioning. So
Yeah.
thanks, Surbi. That was really helpful, and that was really useful. And I'm sure all the participants who are there and who did join, and also who would be watching this video, would definitely benefit from the entire discussion, and also the information that you shared with everyone. And it was lovely to have you in. And anything that you would like to, any last thing, I mean, before we end and come to an end to the discussion, anything else that you would like to share?
Yeah, so as I would like everyone's life to be transformed, we can connect more and more such people to have a beautiful place on earth. There could be nothing which your inner power cannot stop you from doing. So just look for the inner power, come over. You can learn as many things as you want, practice this for yourself, and see the life transforming. And let your light shine. Thank you so much for having me over and inviting me. I am so happy and looking forward for sharing more and more things in the coming days. And it's a beautiful initiative that became over Instagram and able to connect with more people. And yes, this collaboration helps, and definitely we can serve to many more people who would like to make a bigger and larger group for this community. Thank you so
Definitely,
much.
definitely. Thanks, Urbi. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining in. And we would love to invite you to more such sessions, and would look forward to, healthy collaboration with your organization in future. Okay.
Sure.
Thanks a
My
lot.
pleasure.
Yeah. Bye
Thank you.
bye.